No one likes.
This meeting is being recorded.
Thanks, lady. Hello, everyone. This is episode 37. We're entering Milford, the Rodney Harrison episode. Case has a good take on his Hall of Fame status. As always, my name is Mike, joined by three muchos amigos right underneath me. Harder than I wanted them to be. Steve, how we doing tonight?
The hitman tonight, baby.
All right, welcome. Next to him, Case, glad you could make it. Not too busy for you on a Wednesday evening. How are we?
This episode will be a should-be Hall of Famer episode, just like Rodney.
And last but not least, my numero uno, Pete. I feel like I don't even see you anymore.
Yeah, I know. I got to get back in the good foot. Start now.
You used to FaceTime me. You don't FaceTime me anymore.
I FaceTimed you by accident the other day. I pocket FaceTimed
You
I was
FaceTime
fishing out of my kids.
You FaceTime all of us, and then you didn't join us. Me, Brian, and Steve were just chatting away. You didn't come on.
I didn't even know I was calling. I heard Steve talking in my pocket. I was going nuts on my son. I was like, "Get your brush teeth."
What happened? Walk us through what happened. How'd you handle it?
Oh God!
I'd like to brush his teeth. I don't know what's going on. Gonna lose all his teeth.
I opened the FaceTime. It's like, the whoa, and I just hear screaming. It was like, whoa, hello, anyone there?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
And then he picks up the phone, flopping around. Sorry,
You know,
my kid. I gotta go.
you can tell you're old because I thought it was my dad that I called. That's what Steve sounds to me like now. This is how you're getting old. You sound like Pat DeLuca.
Do you feel bad that your son out logicked you? He is going to lose all of his teeth.
Yeah. I guess he doesn't really need to take care of him.
Oh, well. Oh, speaking of taking care of him, we got a lot to take care of tonight. We spoke at the league meeting last week. We realized, as always, no one likes change. A lot of missionary position, which we're fine with.
God.
But there was a lot that's happened in the NFL season. So we haven't talked at all about the NFL recap, what's going on in the NFL, who the early winners and losers are of the offseason. And then it's the 1,357 framework, folks. Mike Colelli is going to preview his projected keeper tiers live on the pod.
We might need an episode to go over the scoring system first.
I built an algorithm. I have an excellent regression analysis, and I'm going to let everybody know on March 23rd where I feel like the league stacks up from what I think the keepers are going to be. Good?
Exciting.
Yeah, because your last rankings were so spot on.
I don't even remember what the last one was. Let's start with the NFL offseason. Now, Steve, you text us more than anybody about facts that we're all about to learn 6 seconds after you text us. Give us your take.
Early.
We don't read the text well, but give us your take.
Or the visual guy.
On our league, number of things happened. What is the biggest move that's affected our league? What team has it affected in fantasy? On the positive side and on the negative side. And then Case has a lot of highlighted things I'll let him walk through after you go. But Steve, I'll let you kick it off. You're our news guy.
So on
Hey, Steve, wait a second. Big rain day tomorrow.
Bears are off tomorrow because of the weather.
Big rain day tomorrow.
They have
I
rain.
know we're gonna be in the gym tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it.
Maryland, they delay school for rain.
No, they don't.
They have rain delays. What is this?
Like a double-A baseball team. Sorry, guys. We
Florida.
got to start late. All right, Steve. Sorry, I interrupted you. My apologies.
No, I think DeVito with Russell Wilson going to Denver. I think that's going to be good for him with some young receivers. I think that's a big one for DeVito. And I think the biggest hurt happened today, Mike. I think the hurt of Tyreek Hill now having Tua as his quarterback is going to hurt.
Former All-American number 6 pick in the NFL draft, Tua Tagovailoa.
Did you see
He was the third? Was he 3?
I don't know.
Did you see how it went down too? That Tyreek Hill saw Devontae Adams' deal and got really mad about it. So demanded it. So it's like
true?
Your own 2 wide receivers worked against each other in real life.
I thought you were going to say, did I see how it went down? Yeah, I got a text message from DeVito that said Tyreek Hill might get traded. Then I got another text message from DeVito that said Tyreek Hill did get traded. That's how
Listen, I'm hoping that this really spins into my favor in the next trade that happens is DK Metcalf to Kansas City.
You just jinxed it right there.
Why no chance now?
No, it's going to be Tyler Lockett. Don't worry. And then Pete will end up winning this, and it's great. But
finally, something good happens to me.
Oh yeah, Pete. Not enough good happens to you. All right, Case, you were doing a lot of highlighting.
Ooh.
Did you highlight on your computer monitor or just in the cells in Excel?
Just in the cells in Excel.
All right. So, all right, Case, you anonymous skunk, you. Give us your take. You went through every single team. Give us, if you want to go team by team, floor is yours.
That's actually a good point, Mike. I could have said, I don't know who did it because just anonymous skunk.
Heck, you're
Uh,
skunk.
I wouldn't have, just so we're clear, I wouldn't have said if what your anonymous animal is, I wouldn't have said skunk.
Oh, thank you. I think it's just whatever you sign on, it gives you one. Like it's
Elephant.
not yours all the
Elephant.
time. Yeah. Yeah, it
Elephant.
makes sense.
What postcard's nickname? The flagman?
Bears. The
Bears.
Bears.
You be the anonymous bear.
Lady Bears.
Bears.
Oh yeah, I just bought a hat from the Bear Gear.
It's about a $40 hat.
Right, I just bought like a $600,000 hat at the Bear Gear.
Better be a Bears fan. Yeah.
And you all too could get your own CGA Bears hat brought to you by Coast Guard's Bear Shop. Go to
Definitely
my
sounds like
team,
a-
baseball tab. Proceeds go back to the program. Thank you for your support.
All for the
NCAA
program.
violation. Look at DeVito. He's getting a break on it. He's getting a break story on his phone. what are you?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Schefter.
He's Adam Schefter. He's not on camera. He's got his hand in his phone. No, I mean, I think the biggest thing is like, who are the biggest winners and losers without playing a game, just based off free agency. And the two teams that popped out to me as winners, just knowing nothing else, have been Breen and Dadarian. Dadarian basically sat still, sat in his hands all season, thinks he's smarter and knows everything. Just win, guy. Just win. That guy, right? A couple of those guys get traded that stunk last year that now are in much better situations just based off paper. You know, Allen Robinson, obviously, Cortland Sutton, getting a real quarterback. Like, he might be himself right back in the mix without doing anything, you know. So I thought that was a winner. And then Breen, I think, obviously made some improvements as well. But he still has that 2 quarterback thing. So we'll see which way he goes with that. But, you know, he has a couple guys. J.K. Dobbins comes back. Waddle doesn't see all the attention anymore in Miami. And I think he's got a more creative offensive mind now in Miami to get him the ball more, maybe more so than Tyreek. We'll see what happens.
Case, would you call this the most unlikable offseason winners? Discuss.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah,
For sure.
good. Me too.
Yeah.
Casey,
The-
not
the-
bad for off the cuff, man. Jeez.
Certainly the league's most hated
You
guy.
scripted that.
Yeah, certainly the league's most hated guy is CGD. I think we all can agree with that. And then
Oh,
Breen, just
I-
I think it's more about just we would like him to do more than he does.
I thought Mike was the most hated guy in the league.
Not anymore.
He's
no.
Sully.
Self-proclaimed. Self-proclaimed.
I gotta say something, you know, but the reason why Christian's the biggest gainer this offseason is because his team was the worst last year. So it's not hard when you have no place to go but up to be the
Oh,
biggest
sure. Yeah.
gainer.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, starting from the 9 spot, you know, and you get a couple guys who you didn't do anything, like, you know, but we'll see.
All right, Case, who are the biggest losers? That was some A+ analysis that you just did
Fantastic.
off the cuff. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike, I think you're in a tough spot. You're
Hey,
top.
I just bought you a hat, Brian.
Hey, hold on. Let him finish.
Sorry.
Your
$40
top 2 wide receivers just left for huge money contracts, but also worse quarterback situation
Big time.
and new offenses. So who knows what happens? Like Tyreek could work out just because, again, for the same reason that helps Waddle. You know, much more creative offensive mind, maybe more jet sweeps for him instead of McCole Hardman, right? So you get that going for you.
Maybe.
But on the whole, him and then the whole Kyler Murray contract situation, like that he seems like the guy that's going to affect how he plays. So I think we could see Christian rise and a Kaleli fall this upcoming
I
season.
don't know. I've had an awful offseason. Whatever. Pete, we haven't gone to you yet. Let's hear what you have to say about the offseason.
Sorry, my
You-
camera's crazy. Yeah.
That's all right.
New cameras throwing you for a loop.
Pete,
Throw me
did you
for a
get
loop.
did you get any new left shoulder memorabilia?
What do you mean?
Oh,
No. I got some more junk.
All right. All right. Well, how about winners and losers? Who are they, Pete?
You guys gonna be all right? You guys are really keeling over you two.
That
I
wasn't
thought
even
that was.
good-
I actually thought that was really funny because it's called left shoulder memorabilia.
that wasn't even that,
It's
wasn't
coming from a
even
guy.
that funny. I've had way funnier
just-
jokes than that.
I haven't been on the pod in a while.
All right, go ahead, Pete.
Well, everyone's gonna say you're the biggest loser because of the wide receivers, but I do think that aside from, I don't really care about NFL news. I think that for our league, one of the biggest losers is CJ because of what happened with Rodgers, losing the whole situation there with his wide receivers. He relies a lot on Rodgers. Rodgers relies a lot on Adams. So that might be a little bit of a hit, especially when you got somebody questionable like McCaffrey coming back. You got to lean on that. So when I'm looking for people that might have lost, I think him.
Yeah, I think you guys missed the most obvious biggest loser. I agree. It would be wonderful if Devontae had the biggest loser of the offseason is DeVita. He lost Calvin Ridley for the year.
Well, he
And
got
so,
the,
yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
but-
that happened between, but Calvin Ridley was one of his top 3 keepers. Now you look at his team.
yeah.
I
Still
think the
got
big
Jalen Rager.
But
what?
Look at Rager.
he now has Aaron Jones. Now has Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
thanks
but
to
he had
me.
Derrick Henry before. He had
Now
both of
he's
them
got-
before Calvin Ridley got suspended for the season.
Casey,
Now
you
he's
only
got a-
love that garbage because you traded him to him.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's freaking awesome. He has Kelsey now with no Hill. That may improve, and he's got Russell Wilson back with weapons.
Don't you think that Kelsey with
Off
no
the
Hill is
cuff?
going to make
No
it harder for him
chance.
to catch balls?
Yeah, go
Without
back.
Kelsey's going to be
Dude,
double
go back.
teamed.
Hey, go off the cuff again, Case. That prepared stuff doesn't work.
No chance you're going off the cuff. You've studied all day.
No, I haven't. Here's a kind of a fake winner in my mind. Want a
Yeah.
fake winner?
Yeah.
Steve DeVito.
Well, Case, before we start going, I actually want to do a little quick exercise. I want to go team by team here.
Really enjoyed where he was going with that one.
We're off
Hey,
the rails.
DeVito's to you, Case. DeVito's to your left.
No, he's right here.
No, it's my camera's the one recording it. I'm telling you, point to your left.
Done.
But I can't see your hand. Yeah, that's Steve. All right, you can go ahead. Go ahead. Give Steve a comment. No one's talked about Steve in a little while. Go ahead.
So Stevie Schefter. Huge moves for your quarterback situation, right? Deshaun Watson back in the league, new offense, Amari Cooper. But what are you going to do? You got him, Burrow, and Stafford. You're probably going to keep 2 of them, which means you're going to have to dump somebody in your roster and make some moves. So is that really helping your team? Thoughts?
Depends on who's in the market for a quarterback. I have 3
Nobody.
options to roll.
Nobody ever is. Nobody
Nobody.
ever is. Mike tried to sell Kyler Murray for years. Nobody ever is. So you're
Okay.
stockpiled at a position that has no value. Good job.
I need a quarterback.
Didn't you make a trade last year, though,
Yeah.
with Ennis?
I
So
do.
don't say no one ever is, because that actually happened in the offseason last year.
Yeah, Case.
I know.
I need a quarterback. Said it
It's true.
before. One of them's 45, and the other one's crazy.
All right, here's what we'll do. Here's what we'll
Pete,
do. I
we'll
want to go.
talk.
I got the sheet open. We'll go team by team. All I want very quick. Off-season up, off-season down, neutral.
Okay.
Okay. I'm on just a spreadsheet. So Breen first. Breen off-season up, neutral down. Like we all unanimously say Breen's off-season up. Casey, off-season up, off-season down, off-season neutral.
How is it down, Mike? What happened?
The Cowboys backfield didn't get clarity. And I think having both those guys continued is going to be off-season down for me. I don't like that. You didn't have anybody who rose up and had any moves. I would say off-season down.
Remember, visual podcast.
That's
I mean,
why said-
audio podcast.
What do you want me to do? I'm not going to say the same thing every single time. Kaleli, off-season up, off-season sideways,
All right,
off-season down.
Down.
Wait, Kaleli,
Up.
How is it up?
How are you up?
you can't even see my hand on the screen.
Guys,
All right.
I, gotta-
Hey, you know what, Mike? If you think it's up, I feel better about what you said about my team because you're probably wrong. So
I just got myself a great new hat. My off-season is up.
Oh, it's
That's obviously down. Of course it's down. Come on. DeLuca, off-season up, off-season same, or off-season down?
Oh, same. What down? Why down?
down.
Case down. Why?
I have too many things. I don't even know what to do with my team.
I mean, I love obviously Brady coming back. All his weapons are back. Huge get. But I think all of his other guys take a step back. Terry McLaurin with Carson Wentz, no thanks.
Yeah.
I'm all set on that.
My
one.
two
Did
guys.
Tyler
He was
Taylor
pretty.
Heineke last.
Yeah, he was pretty ridiculous with Tyler Heineke last year.
My
so.
two
I would
downs.
rather have
Pete.
Heineke. I'd rather have Heineke. I would.
My two
Oh.
downs, Pete. I think the Odell knee, where he goes, and the fact you trade him for Pitts isn't good. And then Lockett. If Lockett gets traded, I'll say you're average. But I think
I
those
mean-
three those are the two ones.
I don't
I
have
think so.
those. I don't have Odell or Lockett as keepers on my team right now. So that doesn't really do anything for me. So
Yeah,
What
but you
about
wouldn't.
DeVonta
But hold on.
Smith and
The
the
fact
Eagles
that
not
you.
doing
But hold on.
anything
But hold on. Pete, I agree that you don't have them as your keepers, and that's a bad thing.
I mean, I'll probably trade him before the start of the season, probably for draft picks.
You do have DJ Moore, who DeVito.
I don't know.
now
We get
loves.
right. We get up. I mean, those guys are perfect guys to get like, hey, this is a better talent you'll get in the first round or second round. I can get second round picks for Odell Beckham. Who cares? I'm gonna cut him anyway. Lloyd, hit me up. So that's all you got to do.
Drove up his value there, Pete. Way to go, buddy. All right, next one.
You don't know the game by now. Come on.
Darian, value up, value sideways, value down.
Up. He had a good.
Sadly up. Again, I do agree with Pete that we're talking in the absolute that it go up, but relatively speaking, his team still sucks.
One
Next
second,
one.
Mike, we go back to DeLuca's team for a sec. DeLuca, if you're smart though, you'll trade him for future picks because the 23 draft I hear is going to be big.
I heard it's a downfall. Yeah. I mean, one thing about our league, even though 10 keepers is very high, it is difficult to get down to that, especially knowing that you're throwing people out. Like, I don't have a pick for 4 rounds. So,
Yep.
you know, they're not going to come
Yep.
back. So,
Yep, you're right.
All right, let's go, Ange. Ange, value up, medium, down.
Up.
pick.
Guys,
you
you
win the
lost
first-
Calvin Ridley.
When you win
He
the
got his
first
I don't think
franchise
they're really
quarterback back.
Oh, he won the lottery too. He
win the
won
lottery, his
But
quarterback is
The
good.
case, I'm going to press you though. You kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth here. If the quarterback has no value, who cares if his quarterback came back?
But he's got a lot of other pieces now. He has his quarterback back.
Yeah, but you lost Calvin Ridley, so he has 3 guys who he's going to keep who nobody else would want on their roster. I think it's an
Who's
obvious
gonna
down.
keep
I
it nobody
disagree
else
with you guys.
wants?
I don't
I
know
don't
if
think
he had,
anybody would want Jalen Rager.
I don't know if he had a good of an option.
Naheem Hines.
Naheem Hines is he's a player. Listen, I don't know if DeVita had as good of an offseason as he had a good of an end of last season. Like when he did those trades, he was really aligned himself up to not even really have to do much in the offseason. So
Here's a sneaky one. If Pete Carroll wants to dump the wide receivers and trade them both, doesn't that improve Chris Carson's stock? They want to go back to the ground and pound.
so Chris Carson, doesn't he have like a degenerative hip or something? Like
Yeah, he had he had a neck issue last year.
Rashard Penny was really good last year. I think they could go whatchamacallit? 2 guys? What's it called? Committee. All right, let's move on from DeVita. His team was pretty bad last year. They're not looking at DeVito offseason, up, sideways, down. Flat. There hasn't been enough movement for me for DeVito's team. Pete, you shook your hand. We're all green there. DeVito,
I'm trying to look
I
at
was-
it. I gotta catch it.
I was borderline thinking down,
down.
and
Because
the only reason why
DK,
I say that is DK and Deontay Johnson both lost their quarterbacks.
Deontay Johnson loses quarterback's not that bad.
DeVito, would you give us a unofficial ranking of your current quarterbacks right now? Would you do that on air?
Ooh, Case, I love that. You mean together? So Deshaun, Burrow.
Between the 3 of them, how would you rank them as of today?
Oh, okay, wait. Time out. Steve, wait. Brian, do you want his answer for the next season or for who he'd prefer to keep on the keepers league?
Oh,
I would say, in fairness to him, let's just say as of today, how would you rank them?
He can choose how he wants to define.
Correct.
Does DeVito have to answer the question? I think yes.
Yeah, well, he gives him a
That's it.
chance. If he wants to do his
Luke-
DeVito inflation tactics to trade one of them, like this gives him an opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, go ahead, Steve. Good question, Brian.
he's sneaky with the information he gives. He's sneaky.
Would you like me to go from bottom to top?
Whatever. That's what she said.
Hey, whatever you like, baby.
Hey,
I will. I'll start it.
Just
I'll-
say missionary.
number-
Just say missionary.
If I'm looking at those 3 right now, number 3 would be Matt Stafford. Age
You're gonna
alone.
break up the handcuff.
Age alone, Matt Stafford.
The handcuff is the one thing.
Can I?
The
That-
handcuff and Allen
It's
Robinson.
not my
You're
segment.
taking way
Fine.
too long. There's
Fine.
only 3 guys. Just say this one, this
Stop,
one, this one.
stop
We'll move on.
hijacking Stop hijacking the segment so I can do it.
The segment took too long.
Stafford-
We went to
Stafford
commercial
would be
break
One guy won
already.
the Super Bowl. The other guy has 27 rapes.
We went to commercial break, Steve. Come on.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. So sorry, Steve.
I just tweeted. I can't believe you did that.
If I were ranking them and all was equal, Stafford, Burrow, Watson.
Wow, that guy might get suspended still.
You like Watson that much?
I think as a 26-year-old, he just has a lot more upside. Yeah.
But he
And
took a
Amari
year
Cooper's a
off,
dog.
and he's a year off, and he's going to be coming back to like extreme pressure. Like in Cleveland too,
Well,
where
Pete,
no
if-
quarterback.
not-
so hold on.
listen.
Just because Steve answered that, what do we all think, Pete?
But I mean, I don't like any quarterback that goes to Cleveland ever. Anyway, so you know, it's an automatic, and the relationship's already started kind of weird. I don't know.
Burrow,
I-
Stafford, Watson.
Oh, I like if we're gonna rank the teams. I mean, rank the quarterbacks. I would go Stafford first. I think that works the best for his team. When those points double, that's when Steve won. He got really, really hot. Watson, I understand the temptation to go there, but there are other quarterbacks that are a little bit more secure. I really like Burrow. I think that Burrow's. I remember after this whole Super Bowl run, he's wearing the chains and the turtleneck. I was like, who's got Burrow? I want to go check that out. And I mean, he's gonna have a pretty solid wide receiving core going forward. So, I would go Stafford, Burrow, Watson. Sorry to ramble. Sorry, Mike.
That's okay.
What do you got, Mike?
Stafford, Watson, Burrow. And I think there's Stafford and Watson to me are significantly higher than Burrow.
Imagine
Really?
Joe Burrow
I like Burrow.
with an offensive line that can protect him.
Yeah.
That's where they put all their money.
Let's hope. That would be my vote. Those would be what I
Hit
would
me
say.
up. I want that turtleneck.
Wow, I
All
like
right,
it.
there we go. Steve, a lot of analysis for your
tough.
team there, buddy. Must be feeling good about it. But the big question is defending champ feeling good in this is off season? Up, sideways, down. I don't know.
Where'd Woods end up going?
No,
Titans.
I don't think he's going to keep Woods in all honesty. I think sideways. I don't think there's much change on Jeff's team. His
Yeah,
team's
yeah.
really good.
Think about Jeff's team.
I'm gonna go down.
Yeah, he was so reliant on a couple players. Like they need to roll it back the same way they were for him to have success. I'll tell you what, like Amari Cooper leaving Dallas, I don't think really improves CeeDee Lamb's stock all that much.
You know who's
Really?
stock can improve?
I think it's gonna improve a ton.
Michael Gallup.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
I would say that, like, for
We
sure.
didn't talk about that, did we? Only talked about the negative stuff on teams.
Oh,
That's
you
all right.
like that, do you?
Let's go to Lloyd. Speaking of a guy who has a lack of talent, I don't think we said that, but Lloyd clearly has a lack of talent. Dan,
Next.
up, sideways, down.
Hard to go down because he was already so low.
Why do you guys all unequivocally say down?
Laviska Chanel has no more value.
Who wants to start? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got like the who's who of guys that might pop, but none of these guys are really are gonna, I don't know. Losing the lottery kind of stinks. He's got those 2 picks, but it's a bad year to have those 2 picks in the first 3. I don't know.
And last but not least, let's go Spades. Go Spades quick, and then we got one other. So Spades, up, down, sideways.
Down.
You think because of Rodgers?
My biggest loser. Yeah.
Rodgers,
Your
Pittman.
biggest loser.
Well, I mean, other than you.
I actually think Pittman goes up case with Matt Ryan.
Oh man, I don't think that guy is good enough to beat,
Sorry, but
the primary guy.
No, but I don't think Pittman went down. I think
Look at Case and DeVito just talking shop.
other than you.
All right, there we go. If you disagreed, if your stock was up, sideways, or down, let us know at enteringmilford@gmail.com. We're checking emails on the reg now that the off season's up in full here. It's enteringmilford@gmail.com.
I think we have a Twitter handle coming out too, Mike.
Do we?
At Entering Milford.
We do?
We do?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Tweet us at Entering Milford. See if it's available.
I'm on it. I'm
All
on
right,
it.
now let's get this. Apparently, the league doesn't appreciate all the work I'm doing with my rankings. Let me describe what I did. Okay.
Oh God. Well, let me get a pen.
So I took all the keeper. Oh, let me tell you, I took this.
Mike, in fairness, before I wasn't a participant on this pod. I was just a loving
Consumer.
listener.
You're a consumer. You're a consumer.
The best
At the
part,
time.
Gates.
At
The
the
best
time.
part.
No idea what you were talking about with the previous rankings. Like no
It's okay.
stop, no
It's okay.
credibility. It was so
Like, let me
off.
know when you're gonna start.
All
Why
right, I
no
will.
number 2? Why no number 2?
The best part was, Mike and I, we've always been. Oh, he froze. Ah.
Me?
Oh,
Wait.
and he's
Ah.
recording too. Ooh.
Oh yeah. I wonder if this will happen.
this means the Zoom either.
Uh-oh.